Well, a very warm welcome to this webinar looking at online services. COVID has, ironically, in some ways, enabled us as church to become more inclusive, not least by intelligent uses of the digital world. We're beginning to realise that the digital world is not a stopgap during the pandemic, but is becoming and will be an enduring mission field for us. It is, as the Archbishop of York put it, one of the new pulpits in our world, the internet. So if it is, we must pursue this opportunity, embracing the kind of inclusion that the digital world can offer in technically savvy, intentional ways, understanding, of course, that the digital is not the new way of being church, not in competition with previous ways of being church, but is complementary to physical worship and witness. We must also be alert to those who are in danger of being left behind by any shift to digital, and ensure that we are inclusive of those who, for one reason or another, are not digitally inclined or able. More widely, the COVID crisis is revealing to us patterns of ministry which can enable us to reconnect with parts of our culture which we would have not always connected easily or well with in the past. And in this sense, there is opportunity here for us to recapture or capture, in the first place, imaginations for the gospel. You may have read a recent Grove booklet by Pete Phillips entitled Hybrid Church. Came out in August, I think. And in that, he has some interesting remarks and research on digital church. He points out that searches in recent times have been less on the therapeutic in terms of services for people when it comes to religion, and much more people are searching on words like God, Jesus, and prayer, and the such like. And perhaps this turn to the transcendent should encourage us, and also remind us that we are in the God question business too. Sometimes I fear that we might forget that it is the God questions that are our preoccupation, because we are so taken up with church questions. And while, of course, church questions are important, our primary focus is not financial, architectural, or historical, but our primary occupation needs to be about enabling encounter with the living God, cultivating faith, equipping people to follow our Lord Jesus Christ, enabling discipleship in all its profundity, fruitfulness, and flourishing. There's much of that to consider in this webinar, and it will take some prayerful discernment, I suspect, on your part to work out which bits you need to take forward in your own context. So my prayer for you as you engage with this webinar is that the Spirit may guide you to hear and take with you just what you need from this time for fruitfulness in ministry.